All right, so now it might be time to look past what Collingwood's ruck department looks like without Mason Cox in 2025. There's a great reality that he may not be in the starting 23 if fully healthy, and that means McStay will probably most do a lot of pinch hitting in the ruck when DC is not on the field. Macca at the Lions, Macca at the Pies has at times attended 1 in 5 centre bounces for some ruck contest. There was a game, however, in 2022 in a big game, a final series game against Richmond at the Gabba, where Big O got injured very early in the game. And that led to McStay having to take on, I believe it was Callum Coleman-Jones, I think that's who it is, and Toby Nankervis for the majority of the game. He ended up attending 3 in every 4 centre bounce attendances and did all the ruck work around the grounds as well. So let's look at how McStay went up against a premier ruckman in Toby Nankervis and co, and see, we get a real good sample size from this game. So we're going to have a look now. Let's press play. This is the first one of the first centre bounces here. Attendances, not the best bounce. Gets a hand pass, follows up with some tackling work there. So he's still in it though. Finds himself linking up in his handball passage and gets the ball out, and a stoppage there. So first things first, right off the bat, I'm going to try and make the most out of these little snippets. What we're seeing there is attentiveness from McStay, staying aware. Yes, he didn't do well with the tap, but he followed up his work, applied a tackle, and then ends up getting in this little passage where there was a handball sequence. So that's what you want from your ruckman, your backup ruckman in this case, and that's what we want from McStay. You'll see it a bit more in these videos, but we want to see McStay become that fourth midfielder when the ball hits the deck, because there are going to be situations where he versus these ruckmen who he has no chance against in the ruck contest itself, with Max Gawn, Sean Darcy, if you add him in there, Rowan Marsh, or not Rowan Marsh, maybe more so Tristan Sherry, these bigger ruckmen, right? But it's what McStay can offer when the ball is at ground level and around the grounds. Another centre bounce here. Battles well with Nankervis. Doesn't win the ruck tap. Gets the tackle there. And stays active. So another point. Didn't win the tap there. He did compete. Did he break even? Maybe not. But once that ball hit the deck, he was there to compete. And that's all you can ask for against someone like Toby Nankervis. I think this little snippet here is just McStay contesting at the line against Nankervis. Did well to ensure that Nankervis didn't have a uncontested mark there. How does he go in this centre bounce? He's had a couple chances to warm up now. Sort of splits the difference. But there he is, right? There he is, applying pressure at ground level and being that fourth midfielder. And look here now, applying giving a hand pass away. Stoppage here. Gets a good run and jumper. Wins that clearly. Gets that to lock in your good tap. And this is what we're going to get from, or what I love most about McStay is his use by foot when he's in the ruck, in the midfield, roaming around that area. He does have a great great element of composure in his game. Always looks calm, doesn't look too flustered. And you're going to get this where most ruckmen here, pause here, most ruckmen here, they're just going to blaze away. That's going to go, that's probably a shallow inside 50 that turns into a turnover. Pause it here. Got pressure there as well. And he actually finds this player who was leading up to the ball. Does really well, to be honest. Whereas here, they're a little bit more set up for that intercept mark, which McStay completely avoided. Doesn't win the contest there, but does just enough pressure, applies just enough pressure on Nankervis to force a turnover and get it going back Brisbane's way. All right, here's McStay. I think this is another ground ball effort. Really smart here. Actually, if you actually see here, this might look like a deflection, but I think the only way McStay gets this hand pass to McLuggage is if he hits the deck with this hand pass. So great awareness again to know how to get the ball to a really good ball user in Hugh McCluggage in this scenario. Or Wilmot in this case anyways. All right, so now he's up against the second string ruckman, that's Callum Coleman-Jones, and in a lot of these stoppage contests, McStay does well against Nankervis and Coleman-Jones to actually hold the drop spot where the ball is falling from the boundary throw-ins, and that's why this almost led to a Brisbane Lions centre clearance. All right, how does he go against here using his body? Does exceptionally well against Nankervis, gets in front of Nankervis, holds the drop spot. I think he was looking for Neil, but Neil had moved out of the way, so just a little bit of a lack of synergy there, given McStay doesn't spend a great deal of time in there anyways. McStay just linking up. That's what we love about it. Doesn't win the contest there, follows up with the tackle. That's all we're asking for. McRae will love that. He'll eat that up. This is really good because you'll see now Nankervis is going for the body check there, but we'll see McStay manages to hold his ground, right? And actually does really well to bring that ball to deck. I think he may have got a free kick there. This was a game, he gets coaches' votes in this game, so definitely recognised by his peers and more importantly, the coaches who were adjudicating the votes. So really promising there. What's devil's advocate in this case? Like, I've been a big advocate for Mason Cox. We know what he does with his ruckcraft, etc., etc. McStay seems to be doing a job at this present time in this game. It's a small sample size, but it's a small but big sample size at the same time because we haven't seen him in the ruck this much before, and it's a small sample size because it's only one game. He's done pinch hitting before, but this is to another level. The thing that scares me is this is 2022, where this is 3 years removed from this time, and he's also coming back from an ACL. I say he's coming back from an ACL. He's recovered from the ACL, but in the ruck, it does worry me that someone who's done an ACL previously would be doing a bulk of the work there. But that's just a coward's way to look at it, right? You can't defer to the injury being the reason why you wouldn't put someone in a certain position if they've already been given the tick of approval to return to play. All right, good tap there to Robbo. Follows it up and centre clearance. That's all you can ask. Quarter 4, massive moment, yeah, 93-96, Tigers up. Brisbane need a centre clearance here. McStay against Nankervis. Finds Lockie Neal, clearance. And I think that's all I've got, right? That's all I've assigned to look at, but I think you get the idea. We're going to get maximum effort from McStay and great connection at ground level. That's the pros in McStay's game. The pros in Cameron's game, Cox's game, is you get to keep McStay in the forward 50 or plays that centre half forward, and you're going to get really good ruck craft, and Mason Cox is going to also provide aerial ability. So, look, at the end of the day, you can't have Cox, Cameron, Myercheck, McStay, and Membry in the same team. So one of them's going to eat shit, and I think it might be Cox, unfortunately. But what we're going to get in McStay, it's a different profile, but has its own pros and its own cons. What do you guys think in the comment section? Let me know. Go Pies.